everyone, it's Natalie here. Welcome to my channel, Find Joy in the Journey. Whew. I just got home. Was out running around, running errands, picking up a few last minute things because I normally do most of my shopping on Fridays. So, yeah, I did a lot of shopping yesterday, but those last minute things that I didn't get, I went and got those today, which was mostly my gardening stuff. I focused on like groceries and things on Friday, and then on Saturdays, that's when I go out and I hit the Lowe's and I hit the nurseries, which is a bad idea because everybody is there at that time. But I had to go to Clegg's nursery to pick up a few seeds that I want for fall. Yes, I'm planting my fall garden already, but I had a few seeds I wanted for fall. So end of August, I can start sowing those seeds and getting them ready for the fall. Of course, Clegg's Nursery, the only place I can find my copper fungicide that I like to use. And if you don't know, I use the copper fungicide to lessen the effects of what they call blight. So anyway, but it's used for other things too. But that's the only place I can find my copper fungicide in the little dust form that I like. So I did that. But other than that, just ran around, looked at a few things, got some more mulch because one thing I will be doing in the garden is I am removing the straw, the wheat straw, and I'm gonna use the wood mulch. I just like it better. It's cleaner, and I think you have less. I don't know. That's just me. There's less pests and bugs in the soil. It looks like they kind of hide in that wet. Once that straw gets wet, it changes colors. It begins to look ugly, and it just really looks infested with just kind of, I don't know. That's just I've had a change of heart, okay? Because when I started using, you have to remember, when I started using the mulch was in spring, and I think around the time of fall, I was using pine straw, like pine needles. So that was a different experience. And then when spring rolled around, I decided to use wheat straw, and I liked it. But here's what happened. During the summer, lots and lots of heavy rain, lots and lots of insect infestations, and so many diseases on my leaves and everything. And then you're looking at this wheat straw and it looks horrible. I actually give you a little look at what I'm talking about. So we can go on a field trip. But before I do that, I'll show you something else. I did have a little small harvest. Yes, I got 2 red bell peppers. This, you have no idea. These bell peppers came from a sweet bell pepper plant that I planted in March. Remember, I always tell you, you guys, that I had 9 bell pepper plants, yellow, orange, green, and red, over in that raised bed. It was the first thing I planted in that particular raised bed. All of those plants died off one by one, all but one plant. And that's where I finally got these babies from. You have no idea. This makes me so happy. This encourages me to keep going because summer gardening ain't no joke. You need encouragement because of the heat, and now in July we get back to back rain. I mean, it's been raining so much. There's still standing water in my yard. It's just so wet and yucky. Literally, when you do come out and you do get a chance to inspect your garden and look around, you're walking in puddles. Everything is so soggy and wet, and there's this horrible smell of like damp grass, and It's not very pleasant, but hey, that it is what it is. You know, I've had my experience with fall gardening, winter gardening, spring gardening. Now I had some pests and things that happened in spring, but I just things were different. And then in the fall, I didn't have all these problems with pests. I really didn't. So yay, that's okay though. I'm just hoping for a good harvest. I got a lot of tomatoes that I'm trying to grow. All my bell pepper plants, you know, my patch. This is from spring, okay? So I got my corn trying to grow, and see, I grew corn in the spring and it was successful. This time, I am fighting so many little critters over there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a mess, but that's okay. I'm still, you know what? I'm just looking forward to getting some sort of a harvest for all my hard work, and then moving into fall and growing my brassicas because I love seeing the broccoli and the cabbage grow. And cabbage is my favorite vegetable, my favorite green. Um, I was looking forward to some corn because corn is one of my favorite vegetables too. So we'll see. Um, I'm thinking it's time to harvest my sweet potatoes, so I may be doing that. It's been almost 120 days. It's 90 to 150 days. So we'll see. I'm going to kind of dig in the soil and see what's going on down there and see if it's time to harvest the sweet potatoes, not the potatoes. The regular potatoes are not harvested until late summer, so that'll probably be the end of August. Yeah. So we'll see. Um, and I'll show you one other thing while I have you here. I ordered these off of Amazon. These are little spice jars, and you can put a little label on it. I bought these. I got a bunch of them, and they didn't cost much at all because of my spices that I grew, and I was able to harvest. Oh, and I don't like the way they look in the little bag. Even though I do have a vacuum bagger, you know, the little vacuum sealers. I don't like the way they look in the bag like this. So I think I'm gonna grind down the oregano a lot more than this. I'm gonna grind down the oregano. I also have some rosemary that I harvested. Okay. And I have parsley that I harvested. Okay. So I'm going to grind it down, especially the oregano. And I'm going to start using my little jars that I have. So I do have that. I bought a bunch from Amazon. They did not cost a lot. It cost like, I think it was like $9. And right now, Amazon's free shipping. So literally, this was just $9. Plus they had coupons that give you like 10% off on this, 8% off on that. Oh, and I found some a different type of landscape fabric. I'm using something called weed barrier. It's just this little material. I use maybe 2 layers of that, and then I cover it with these just regular tarps, a tarp like you would cover something with. And I use these tarps. But I found a great deal on landscape fabric. So, you know I get out. If you've seen me lay down the fabric and everything, you see I get in there and I'm just on hands and knees spreading things out. So, I hate the weeds that are growing in the middle of this garden so much. I am going to get down there on the first nice day. I'm getting down there. I'm pulling up all the weeds I can by hand or using my little trimmer. And then I'm going to move all of the mulch, because I do have brown mulch down there, but it's not much. I'm going to move all of that, and then I'm going to relay this fabric, the landscape fabric, and baby, just start over from scratch because I can't stand seeing that grass and those weeds. It just makes everything look so ugly, and I just want everything to um, I want it to look nice. Not only do I want it to look nice, but I just don't like the weeds growing up around my vegetables and my fruits and everything. So that's just me. So I'm gonna go in there. I gotta put in work. Sweat equity is what I call it. Until I get it the way I like. So, and another thing, I'm going to trim more areas with the brick that I get out of the garden area, or sometimes I'll go into cement masonry and I'll get these bricks as edging because that way I can use the weed eater, or my husband or son can use the weed eater and get rid of that grass that grows around the garden without uh, hurting anything in the garden because it divides the grass, the regular grass from the garden. My husband can get closer with the mower. Um, and you can, like I said, you can use the weed eater or weed whacker, whatever you want to call it, and it hits the bricks. The bricks protects it from tearing up the fabric, the weed barrier. So I'm gonna, a little at a time. The bricks cost maybe 48 cents. It depends on which kind I get. But the little bricks may cost you 48 cents. If you get bigger ones, they may cost $1, like 90 something cents a piece. I was gonna start using those cinder blocks, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so just to show you what I'm gonna do, let's take a little walk in the garden. Okay, as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. I absolutely despise this. I hate it. It's like I didn't put down anything. That is just regular grass, man. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I did and the reason why it's growing like this. Because as you can see, there's other spaces where that's not happening. When I first started the garden, I thought all I needed, look right there, was that black weed barrier. Well, you need a little bit more than that. Because as you can see, it is full grown grass. And it's only in this area. So this is the area that I'm talking about, that I'm going to relay the landscape fabric. So it won't be much. It's going to be tedious. Trust me. I'm going to try to find a cool day like today would be perfect because it's actually pretty nice out here today. But everything is wet because it has been raining. So this is the area that I'm talking about. I'm going to relay the fabric right here. That's my pepper plant that just gave me those beautiful red peppers. That's my bell pepper plant. Okay. All right. Just looking at everything. My tomato plants. See, that's the one of the tomatoes I told you. This is an indeterminate plant that was attacked by those bugs that I showed you. Matter of fact, I need to go ahead and remove that off the plant. Or let it drop off because it's just sad to look at. But yeah, those bugs, the leaf-footed bugs and the stink bugs, they keep attacking the tomatoes before they get a chance to grow. Now these are the determinate ones over here, and they haven't begun to produce their fruit yet. But yeah, it's been an uphill battle. It really has. It's the cherry tomato plant. It's still trying to produce, but it's still so heavy. It's actually leaning over. Okay, some more basil. My little corn plants that are trying to make it. They're trying, boy. I think we're gonna have some that are successful. Okay. Looks like I hear rumbling and maybe getting ready to rain. Okay. In the pepper patch. Well, this is a great example. Now you see the straw that I have on here. Okay, and another thing, when you do lay mulch, I've learned that you kind of leave a little open space around the root of the plant. Okay, so you mulch around it. You leave that little open space. All right. So, but I want to take up all of that wheat straw, and I'm going to use the little wood mulch. See, like these are sunflowers. Okay, and I'm using the wood mulch on the sunflowers. Okay, and another place where I'm using it is over here with the corn. There you go. I'm also using the wood mulch over here with the corn. I do believe I did do a video and I showed you when I took off the wood mulch on these beans over here. These are red kidney beans and pinto beans, and I moved the wheat straw and I put the wood mulch. I like it better. But there's these leaves here have been attacked. So I've been trying to cut back all the bad leaves, spray it for any insects or fungus or whatever that's going on. Hopefully I'll be able to get me some pinto beans. But I'm really trying to keep these plants healthy. The red kidney beans are over there on the other side. Okay. So with all this rain, I'm getting a lot of mushrooms popping up everywhere. Okay. Okay. So, back under the patio. It's actually about to start raining again. So that if I had any plans to go out there and do anything in the garden, I can nix that idea. So that's okay. Hey, this would be my day off, just to relax. May decide to go inside and cook something using my herbs. So, I mean, it is kind of, you dehydrate the herbs and then you have to sit there and slowly pick all your herbs off. So everything, it's a process. It's a process. With your okra, once you harvest your okra, then you have to, whatever you're going to do with it. If you're going to pickle it, if you're going to use it right away, or I like to chop mine up and freeze it. So with the corn, same thing. You either eat it right away, or you're going to like scrape the kernels off the cob and do something with it. Or you can also take take each cob and cut them in halves, and then you can put that in a bag and you can freeze that for later. Everything that you harvest is going to be something you do with it. I don't care if it's your tomatoes, your herbs, your peppers. With my peppers, if I'm not cooking something with it today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop these up and they will be frozen. I told you we have what we call the Cajun Trinity, or the Creole Trinity is several different names. It's where in this part of Louisiana, where we have bell peppers, celery, and onions. That's what we call the Creole or Cajun Trinity. Those are the things, what we use in our cooking. So we have bell peppers, celery, onion. And it's chopped up, it's minced up, and that's what we use in our beans and whatever we're cooking. That's the Trinity, 3, right? So that's what I do with it. You take that, just chop that up, and it's chopped seasoning. You chop that up and you freeze it. Matter of fact, you can put it all together. If you have the onions, the celery, all of that, and the peppers, you chop it up and you put it in one bag. You can actually buy that at the stores, but my thing is I want to grow it myself, and I can bag it, and it'll be my own chopped seasonings that I grew myself. But I haven't been able to raise any onions. I have not been able to grow onions, and I've tried twice. But I'm not giving up. I'm gonna give it another try. I just got to figure out what's happening with it, what's going wrong. So, and I am noticing that when we get those heavy rains and they get waterlogged, I have a feeling that may be one of the issues that's happening with it. I'm not sure. So, um, but I just wanted to hop on and say hi, let you know what I'll be getting into today. And to be totally honest, when I was at the stores, I didn't buy much. Like I said, just a few seed packets and my copper fungicide. I am well stocked on pretty much everything. All my fertilizers. You see those two? I have two huge bags. I have one of plant tone and one of garden tone by Sposa. 27-pound bags that I got on clearance. It's not a huge clearance. Instead of $24.99, I paid $19.99, but they're really big bags. 27-pound bags. So I have that. I have my Biotone. I have all my all-purpose, different all-purpose fertilizers. I have some calcium and magnesium for blossom end rot, and every so often I pour that on the pepper plants and the tomato plants once they start producing fruit. So that's what, or it gets to that a certain stage, then that's when you're using it on the tomato plants. But the pepper plants, they're actually producing peppers right now, a few of them. So I'll get, I don't know if I ever showed it to you. This is it. CalMag. Okay. It's from Fox Farm. It's called Bush Doctor. Okay. I'll take a good look at that. Okay. And the mixing instructions here. So I've been using this on the pepper plants because I was getting a lot of blossom end rot. One plant that I had over there, and I had the sprays by Fertilume, but it was burning the leaves. It was actually burning the leaves. So I stopped using that. And I would use it during the time of day where they tell you it's like not when the sun is out, all of that. But still, it was burning the leaves. So I stopped using it, and I decided to go with this because you mix it up. You mix 1 teaspoon per gallon. Okay, and it says begin to use just before bud development, and then you continue as needed. Not more than once per week, okay? So, it's not, you don't have to use much, 1 teaspoon per gallon. So, say for instance, you want to mix up 2 gallons because most of those little watering cans we have, it's about 2 gallons. So you take a teaspoon of that, maybe 2 teaspoons, and you fill that 2-gallon watering can up. And I just go to each pepper plant, each tomato plant, and you're going to pour it directly. I pour it directly in the center, that little open spot that I have in the mulch. Just pour directly in there, and it's getting the calcium and magnesium it needs. Because as we do know that blossom end rot, down here are the blossom end. This is the blossom end. Blossom end rot is caused by a calcium deficiency. It also can be from watering, I heard also. But more than likely it's going to be a calcium deficiency, so that's when you use your CalMag. Okay? That I feel safer using that than the spray I was using because it literally was burning the leaves. So I'm not going to waste my money on it. I'm going to figure out a way to use that without having a problem. Maybe read the directions a little more closely. Maybe I was doing something wrong, but it literally was burning the leaves. So I stopped using it. So anyway, Hasn't started to rain yet, so I'm gonna go out in the garden and try to get some work done. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off now. Okay? I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday and happy gardening, everyone. Bye now.